Get your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.
To make deposits of funds that you have collected and placed into the undeposited funds asset account, click the Create icon and select the Bank Deposit link from the other heading. This will open up the deposit menu where you will create your deposits. The first option on the page is a drop-down list where you will select the account to deposit into. Below the account drop-down box is a date field that will have the current date automatically entered. If you want to change the date, you can do so. Below the date field, you should see a listing of existing payments titled Select Existing Payments. This list should include all transactions that are waiting to be deposited. This list has the column headings Received From, Date, Type, Payment Method, Memo, Reference Number, and Amount. The Received From column will list what customer you received the payment from. The Date column will display the date the payment was received. The Type column lists how the amount was entered into the program. The Payment column lists what type of payment it was, for example, cash. The Memo column will list any information that was in the description column of the sales form. Reference Number will display a reference number from the sales transaction if applicable. Finally, the Amount column lists the amount for the transaction and will be the amount that you are depositing for that line. At the bottom of the Select Existing Payments list are two buttons, Select All and Clear All. Select All will check all the items in the list. Clear All will clear all selections made from the list. Below the list on the right-hand side, a total line will display the total amount of funds available for deposit in the list. Directly below Total is a Selected Payments Total, which will display the total amount you have selected for deposit from the list. Below this list is an Add New Deposits list, which will allow you to create new deposits for any funds not currently listed on the page. The headings for this list are Received From, Account, Description, Payment Method, Reference Number, Amount, and Class if class is enabled. When creating a new deposit, you will need to select a customer, vendor, or employee from the Received From column. Alternatively, you can use the Add New option from the drop-down list that appears when you click into this column to create a new customer. The Account column is where you will choose from which account the deposit is being made. This is not the account into which you are making the deposit. For example, if depositing customer payments placed into the Undeposited Funds account, then the Undeposited Funds account would be selected here. The Description column allows you to enter a description for the deposit. The Payment Method column is where you will record the type of payment, cash, check, or credit card, for example. You can also use the Add New option that appears when you click into this column to create a new payment type if needed. The Reference Number column is where you will enter a reference number for the deposit if needed. Finally, the Amount column is where you will enter the amount of the deposit for that line. At the bottom of the New Deposits list are two buttons, Add Lines and Clear All Lines. Add Lines will add lines to the New Deposits list, and Clear All Lines will clear all the lines within the list. To the right of these two buttons is a checkbox to track returns for customers. This will allow you to keep track of what a customer has returned. On the right-hand side below the list is a New Deposits Total that will display the total amount of new deposits that were selected within the list. A Memo field allows you to enter a note about the deposit. To the right of the Memo field is a drop-down field labeled Cash Goes Back To. This drop-down box will allow you to allocate an account for any cash taken back from the deposit, for example, a petty cash account. Next to the Cash Goes Back To list is a field where you can enter a cashback memo. The final field on this line is the cashback amount, and this is where you would enter the amount for cashback, if any. An Attachments field is the final field within this window and will allow you to attach files up to 25 megabytes to your deposit. At the bottom of the page on the left-hand side is a Cancel button that will remove any information and close this menu. A Print link is in the middle of the page, as well as a Make Recurring link. The Print link contains three options when you click on it. They are Print Deposit Slip and Summary, Print Deposit Summary Only, and Setup and Alignment. If you use printable deposit slips, you can print them from this link. Printing a deposit summary will allow you to easily transfer the information from QuickBooks Online Plus to your handwritten deposit slip. The Setup and Alignment option allows you to set up your printer to properly print deposit slips. The Make Recurring link will open up the menu to make the deposit recurring and allow you to set on what schedule it should recur, although this is not used often. Finally, on the right-hand side of the bottom of the page is a drop-down button with the options Save and New and Save and Close. Selecting Save and New will save the current deposit and open a new blank deposit window. Save and Close will save the deposit and close the menu.
Like what you see? Pick up your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.